Adam Schefter just went on The Fanatic and said something huge is dropping for the Eagles next week. The question is, what? Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Kick Ding back here. So the Eagles' search for an offensive coordinator continues. We have new names coming in, going out. It's a rotating door, but hopefully the Eagles are going to find the right guy very soon. I will say this, though. In this video, I want to take a little break, just a little break, from talking about the offensive coordinator search, and I want to talk about Adam Schefter and him going on 97.5 The Fanatic today, and basically kind of hinting there's something big or some big news is coming out next week that we're going to be talking about involving the Eagles not having anything to do with an offensive coordinator. What could it be? It's driving me nuts. It's probably driving you guys nuts as well. And there's a lot of speculation. Here is what Adam Schefter said on The Fanatic towards the end of his interview that's got everybody talking. Check this out.
Time, man, and we'll talk to you next week. Maybe reacting to an OC hired in Philadelphia. Maybe the smoke will come out of NovaCare. We'll find out soon.
And maybe it'll be even more than that by next week.
Yeah. Will A.J.Brown be traded?
More than that.
We didn't ask you this week.
More than that. What are you hinting at?
Maybe it'll be even more than discussion than an offensive coordinator. We'll see.
All right.
See what happens here the next week.
I'm liking this.
Antennas are up, Shefty. Antennas are up. Thanks, man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, so some big news is coming next week. What could it be? Now, this has got a lot of people wondering what is actually about to happen. And first thought is, it's got to be A.J. Brown. It must involve A.J. Brown. But the truth is, the Eagles can't move A.J. Brown or trade A.J. Brown right now. It's too early. So I doubt it would be that. However, we must say that sometimes teams, will hear that two teams have agreed to make a move, and basically they handshake on it, it gets reported, and it doesn't actually get done till the start of the new year when they can trade again. But I don't know that that's what it is, okay? So we've got a lot of speculation. Could it be somebody is getting fired? I mean, that would be big news, like head coach fired. Nah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not putting it out there. I don't think that's what it is. But, who knows, right? Your imagination goes wild. I mean, this is like Mark Holmes, running around sacrificing a bunch of chickens at his will. That's what it's like. Like, you can't control yourself. You're trying to think what it could be, and you don't know. But logically, most likely, and here's what I think it's going to be, because it's going to be either something crazy left field, like Sirianni, or somebody's leaving the organization, like a nightmare scenario would be like Howie leaving the organization, something like that, which I don't think is going to happen. But, something that we're not thinking of. Then you've got the more logical, realistic type things, right? Lane Johnson could retire. Brandon Graham could retire. Although Brandon Graham's already retired once. I don't know how much of big news that's going to be. Plus, I got to say, I think Brandon Graham, I think there's a chance he might come back. He, in my opinion, showed that he could play. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him come back one more year. The big name is Lane Johnson. Will Lane Johnson retire? A lot of people are speculating that's what it could be, and that's what this thing is going to be. I don't know. I don't talk to Lane Johnson, so I can't tell you. I hope that's not what it is. I'm not sure that I believe that's what it is. And the reason is because Lane has kind of said before he wants to play a few more years. And I'm not sure that Lane Johnson wants to go out his last year the way he went out, where he's out the last 8 games and that's it, right? We're all thinking he's come back and then he never comes back. So I don't know that I think it's Lane. To me, if I had to put money on it and what they're talking about, I actually think what it could be is that the Eagles have an extension lined up or agreed to with Carter or Davis, probably Jalen Carter, some big, gigantic extension that the Eagles have agreed upon with him, and they're just working it out, or they're going to announce it next week. Something like that. To me, that seems like the most realistic thing it could be. Other than that, I mean, I have no idea. You can't do trades right now. You can't sign free agents right now. So it's got to be either somebody's leaving the organization that shocks everybody, an extension to a guy like a Jalen Carter, or Lane Johnson is retiring. I don't even know that if Brandon Graham, would Brandon Graham retiring wouldn't surprise anybody, right? Adam Schefter sounds like something big that's going to surprise everybody. I'm guessing it's a Jalen Carter extension. That's what I'll put my money on. I mean, we'll find out, And what do you guys think? Put it in the comment section. What do you think is going to happen? I'm dying to know because I have no clue. All right? I will say this, though, and I've said this before, and I mean this. It feels like to me the Eagles have not really had anything good happen in a long time. I feel like Jalen Phillips' trade was the last move that the fan base got excited about and was happy about, and that was it. After that, it's all been kind of crappy news, negative things, nothing to get excited about. So we could use a little good luck. We could use something good to happen. It would be nice, you know what I mean? Maybe it's the Jalen Carter extension or Jordan Davis extension. To me, that seems like makes the most sense, but who knows? I don't want something like worst case scenario. To me, would be like Howie Roseman leaving, like that would be that would be bad. We need Howie on this team, okay? Best case scenario would probably be like a Jalen Carter extension. I don't know what else it could possibly be, but it's got people talking. Maybe he's just putting it out there to put it out there so we have something to talk about and he has a reason to come on next week. I don't know, but sounds like something big is in the works that is going to drop next week or sometime maybe later on in the week, and then he'll be talking about it next week. I don't know. We got to keep our ear out. I tell you this, I don't think it has anything to do with an offensive coordinator. I saw some people post that maybe Stoutland is going to retire, and the thought process is that there has been reports, and I don't know how true these reports are, that Stoutland doesn't want to give up his control of the run offense, and some coaches had problems with that because he was going to continue to be the run game coordinator. So I don't know if that's what it is. I hope not. I want Stoutland to stay, and I want him to get this offensive line back in shape. We had a lot of injuries last year on offensive line, and I look for that to be a very improved position. The whole line be very improved going into next year. But I'll tell you something that I've improved on, and that is my card collection. It is getting a lot better. Check this out. Growing up, I was obsessed with baseball cards, football cards. I would use every penny, every allowance dollar to go out and buy cards so I could be ripping them at the card shop, just praying for that one big hit, that one big card. Man, I wish we had something like this back when I was growing up, and I'm talking about Fanatics Live. And thanks to today's sponsor, Fanatics Live, this is honestly the most fun, easiest way to get back into collecting. I think I'm going to be doing it. Even if you're just starting out, it's 24/7 live streaming where you can jump in and rip packs with your host right on screen. They've got instant rips. Every digital pack you buy has a real professionally graded card inside. You see the floor and the ceiling value before you even hit buy. Then, bam! The host rips it live for you. The card shows up instantly in your collection. From there, you can keep it, have it sent to you, or you could sell it right back to them for credit. All right, so it's my favorite time. It's time to rip. And just a reminder before he opens my pack, all these cards on Fanatics Live, they're graded and authenticated, so you're getting the value of your card. I do not buy cards unless they're graded, and I tell you, this is my favorite thing. Let's rip. Here we go. Yeah, dude, I'm ready. 1991 Action Pack Bo Jackson Mint 9. Oh, yeah, dude. You know I'll take that. Oh, graded PSA Mint 9. I said graded and authenticated. Bo Jackson. I love this one. Love it. And the best part, for new users, you get a free Instant Rips pack graded card inside just for downloading the app and joining your first stream. Hit the link in the description, download the Fanatics app, and come rip with me. Alright, so we're going to find out what this whole thing Adam Schefter's talking about. It could be an absolute nothing burger. Who the hell knows, okay? But for the Eagles, we do know that the search continues for this team to go out and find an offensive coordinator. Now, one name that has been brought up over the last day or so has been Broncos passing game coordinator, quarterback coach Davis Webb. The Eagles apparently... The Philadelphia Eagles Central wrote this. The Pound Eagles are requesting to interview Pound Broncos passing game coordinator and quarterback coach Davis Webb for the offensive coordinator job. Now, he's had a couple interviews for a head coaching job. A lot of people think he's on a fast track to become a head coach. And the Broncos just fired their offensive coordinator, I believe. So that vacancy is now open. He might end up just becoming the offensive coordinator in Denver. So I'm not putting much stock in that. Also, Packers quarterback coach Sean Mannion is set to interview with the Eagles for their vacant offensive coordinator position. This was Adam Schefter that said this earlier today. This is actually his second interview, okay? So apparently, from what we're hearing about him, he's another guy, another young coach with a lot of potential. People think eventually will end up being a head coach one day. So, to me, I kind of look at him, you know, as the DeLorean Doyle. You know, young guy, lot of talent, inexperience, but could be a guy that could come in there and have a huge upside for the Eagles. Obviously, there's downside is you don't know. He's never called plays before. But you know what? I mean, sounds like some of these young guys are some really good, young, smart guys in the league. And I say give them the opportunity. Give them the chance. So I would say this. I mean, with Joe Brady, you know, he's pretty much off the board now that he took the head coaching job, right? You've got, sorry, I got interrupted there, but Nate Shieldhouse, he's another guy I like, but it sounds like that he may end up staying with the Rams. So, you know, instead of like Matt Nagy or, you know, Billy Bob Cooter, whatever his name, Jim Bob Cooter, Sean Mannion may be the best guy for the job. Maybe worth giving an opportunity to. So I'm good with that, but who knows what's going to happen. It sounds like we're about to enter a very interesting week. I'm sure they're going to get this offensive coordinator situation done soon, and then we're about to see big news. If I had to put money on it, I'm saying it's a Jalen Carter extension or one of the other players, but I think they're going to extend somebody, and I think that's what it is. I'm not really ready personally for Lane to retire. I want him to come back one more year, but we're going to find out. It's going to get interesting. With that said, take care. I will talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. Okay, so one thing I totally missed last week, and I wanted to talk about this, was we saw the Eagles' 2026 opponents come out, right? So here's what we got. We got their home games, of course, Dallas, Giants, Washington. But they got a home game against the Rams, tough game. Home game against Seattle, better than playing Seattle in Seattle. Carolina could be a tough game. Pittsburgh, I don't know what to expect. The Colts and Houston. So they got some tough games at home. And then, of course, the away schedule, you got your division opponents. Then you got the Titans, the Jaguars, the Bears, the Niners, and the Cardinals. The Eagles got a pretty tough schedule on paper if we look at it right now. Not as bad as last year. Will they get back-to-back home games? That's the question. Gotta have a good off season, and we'll be set up fine. Otherwise, it's gonna be very, very frustrating coming up. So we gotta get this offensive coordinator right, and we gotta have a good off season, and we'll be good to go. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.